This video is for wise people. I'm gonna give you a recipe to solve your problem. The situation: your woman is being friends with other men. And the whole world, or your friends, family, and people on the internet are telling you that it's normal. Relax, buddy. Why are you so worried? I know this feeling well. When I was a teenager, I wondered, at what point did friendly interaction between men and women become the norm? I believe many will be surprised, but for example, in the 70s United States, after a festive dinner, men and women would continue the evening in separate rooms, discussing topics appropriate for their gender. The phenomenon of men and women being friends is relatively new, but we are being fed the idea that it has always been, and that is normal. Every man feels uncomfortable when his woman regularly talks kindly to another man. It's not just about the likelihood of an infidelity. Right now, she is allowing him to get much closer than she should. Their interaction includes smiles and laughter, hints of flirting, and possibly even dirty jokes. This crosses all the red lines you just can't imagine. That's actually a real relationship. They have a relationship that is labeled as friendship and currently lacks intimacy. However, it has everything else: trust, habit, a certain emotional attachment. It's a perfect foundation for potentially wanting each other in the future. In the 70th year of the last century, an interesting study was done. A criminal case was created, and the outcome depended on the decision of the jury. All the jurors were women who were firmly convinced before the trial that a personal appearance would not affect their verdict. In the end, the unattractive man was found guilty while the handsome man was acquitted. Both had the same evidence against them. Additional studies confirm that women enjoy interacting with a man who's physically attractive to them. And for a while, a woman may genuinely believe what she says, like just a friend, just a colleague, or just talking and I only love you. However, there's a catch. The female jurors also believed that attractiveness wouldn't influence their decision, but the experiment proved otherwise. Regular interaction between a woman and a man is based on the current attraction of one and the potential attraction of the other. Through practice, I've made an interesting observation. Women who are drawn to interacting with other men at the beginning of a new relationship distance themselves from previous suitors. That is, when a new boyfriend appears and she forgets about her male friends, pushes them to the background. But as soon as her emotions for you start to fade, everything returns to how it was before. Have you noticed this? This is how the biological survival program works. A man tends to choose one woman and fight for her, while a woman tends to gather men around her and choose one from them, the best one. This makes her feel safe. And she enjoys the process. She doesn't understand why she does it, but we do. That's why, if she hasn't stopped interacting with other men, or if she initially stopped but then resumed at some point, it means her search mode is active. This means your relationship is temporary for her. Her body, physiology, and biochemistry are saying this. She'll verbally tell you this later when she says how jealous you are. Therefore, never start a conversation with a woman about this topic or prove anything, because at best you'll just get a cliche reassurance. Something like, he's not attractive to me. Or just colleagues, we've been friends since childhood. If I wanted to be with him, I would have been, and so on. To be blunt, it's almost impossible to pull a woman away from this primal pleasure. She's attached to it. Moreover, it's possible that it's easier for her to let you go than to stop interacting with men. Why? Because you can be replaced, as harsh as that sounds. You are asking her to change her life strategy, her approach to relationships. You're essentially asking to change the foundation of a constructed building. This is very painful. She's like an addict who will find 1,001 reasons why her friends are important and won't acknowledge the problem. The threat to strong and honest relationship is not in her new friend, but in her desire to have such friends, no matter what she says. Her actions continue to cause discomfort. What does a man feel when his woman is friends with guys? Remember when you lent a friend your soccer ball, bike, or video game console? After that, you couldn't find peace until your friend returned your item. What if he breaks or loses it? What if he kicks the ball too hard? The only thought was, this is definitely the last time. And when you finally get your item back, you carefully inspect it for any damage or scratches. That's exactly how a man inspects his woman after a corporate party or a business lunch with colleagues. I mean, the relationship turns into constant anxiety like someone might take her away. And this is endless stress. If she has a male friend, you'll have to face some of the most unnatural feelings for a man. You'll discover that your beloved is confiding in him and discussing your relationship. Don't say you didn't know this, of course it happens. You'll see how she tries to make him happy, for example, on his birthday. And the hardest part, seeing how she blatantly ignores the signs of attention from her friend. It's a very nasty feeling, like leaving your car unlocked in the driveway and anyone can get inside while you're peeking out of the window. But if you already live together, you'll need to buy several vases in advance, because on her birthday there will be many bouquets from her friends. I mean, the very fact that you agree to such relationships to some extent discredits you as a man. After this, you shouldn't be surprised if your beloved is even jealous of her so-called friends. She won't say it directly, but you will notice it. When she grumbles about her friend, she has a girlfriend. I want to say right away that there are no diplomatic ways to solve this issue, because the perverse pleasure she gets from the so-called friends is too sweet for her. Your beloved is ready to risk your relationship for it. If you try to limit her interactions with her friends, she'll start fighting you. Girls sometimes fight harder for their circle of friends than street fighters. At this moment, it's important to ask yourself, is it worth it? It's important to rid yourself of the naive fantasy that after a marriage and children she'll mature and will change for the better. It will change, but not for the better. So you have only two options. The first is to endure it, never be jealous, otherwise she'll kick up a fuss, and simply trust that your partner won't let you down. I'll tell you, men have a popular misconception, a sweet illusion, a fantasy. You date for 3 months, and you think that with a bit more time, maybe at least a year, our relationship will mature, there will be more trust and understanding, and friends will fade away. A year passes, nothing changes. That's the best case. Then you think, the first time we go away together, or better yet, start living together, I'll pull her away from the friends and then everything will be better. That's what I should strive for. But even if that happens, you realize that in fact nothing has changed. And here's the most common male misconception, the most popular one. If it's on your mind, you're in danger. Big danger. When you think something will change after marriage. She'll marry me, I'll achieve it, solidify this outcome, everything will see her in a white dress next to me, and after that everything will be fine. She won't show her character anymore, everything will be great. And friends will disappear too, they'll understand there's no competition for her, yes, everyone will understand naturally. No, it'll be tougher, worse in reality. The second option, which is more assertive, is to go all in. We don't aim to forbid anything or push her towards a certain decision. Don't engage in that, guys. If she lacks the internal desire and understanding of why it's important, then even if you manage to compel her through some means, within a month everything will revert to how it was. Don't do that, guys. You simply need to understand her priorities. This means after some event, maybe even today, you just tell her, listen, within our relationship, I've come to realize that it makes me uncomfortable when a woman is friends with men. I understand that for me, this doesn't align with a long-term story, a family life. I can't envision it. But please don't think that I'm trying to forbid or compel you. I find that pointless. But I've decided to tell you about this. After that, listen to what she says. If she starts with, what's the big deal, I'll do it, you're jealous, then you know where things stand. What's the future of such a relationship? There isn't one. If she says something different, then you can start thinking. And considering this is very unlikely, let's be honest, very unlikely. But if she starts arguing with you, just end the conversation, say, listen, I don't want to argue with you about this. She's just trying to secure comfortable conditions for herself. I don't want to argue with you about this. Why are you pressuring me, honey? Then everything will be clear. Many people ask me how to progress in understanding relationships, how to better understand a woman. My answer is study the 3-hour course Master of Online Dating. Your understanding of relationships will be split into before and after. You can study it right now. The link to the website and the course is in the first pinned comment under the video. Thank you all very much for watching.